फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
नमस्ते, जय हिंद एंड क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट में आपका स्वागत है। दिस इज द लाइव अहेड ऑफ द वर्ल्ड टेस्ट चैंपियनशिप, वी आर बिल्डिंग अप टू इट। देखिए, हमारे कुछ दोस्त, क्रिकेट क्रेजी दोस्त अपने अपने घरों से हमारे साथ इस वक्त जुड़ रहे हैं, लेकिन एक क्रिकेट क्रेजी दोस्त है जो ऑल द वे इन लंदन है। जी हाँ, आज हम बात करेंगे इस टीम की कॉम्पोजिशन क्या होनी चाहिए, प्लेइंग लेवल पर हमारा फोकस होगा, वेदर के साथ कंसिडर करेंगे कि उमेश यादव होने चाहिए या शार्दुल ठाकुर होने चाहिए, विकेट कीपर का मसला सुलझेगा उलझेगा या बॉलिंग कॉम्बिनेशन डिसाइड करेगा। ये टॉकिंग पॉइंट हमेशा से रहा है, लेकिन नेट नेट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे कहां पर जाके रुकता है। चलिए, हमारे क्रिकेट क्रेजी दोस्तों से आपका राब्ता करा देते हैं, तारुफ करा देते हैं। आप उन सबको जानते हैं, जाने माने चेहरे हैं, इधर उधर आप हमेशा इनको देखते हैं, क्रिकेट के बारे में जब देखो यही बात करते रहते हैं। के श्रीनिवास राव ओवल मैदान के ठीक सामने से हमें जला रहे हो तुम बंधु। काश मैं वहां होता। चेतन नरूला, बफर होके एक छोटा सा स्माइल आज। और फिर जब भी ऑल्टर अभी मसूरी से वापस लौटे हैं छुट्टी मनाकर, जस्ट इन टाइम फॉर द वर्ल्ड टेस्ट चैंपियनशिप फाइनल। तो सबसे पहले जो वहां है उसी से पूछ लेते हैं बंधुओं कि व्हाट इज द सिचुएशन, व्हाट इज द सूरत हाल। पीछे तो धूप खिली हुई है, वाह, इट जस्ट लुक्स आइडियल कंडीशन फॉर क्रिकेट।
Yeah, the sun is out. I think सबसे अच्छी बात ये है that the sun is out. The weather is awesome. It's breezy, it's cool, but clear skies. ये देखो, the skies are clear. So that is making things look very good. And the prediction is like this for the entire week. For the entire week, it's supposed to be good weather. Weather is going to be clear, sunny, hot. So you can't ask for more. You can't ask for more, and this also gives you an idea of what is the likely combination that India could go in with. Australia तो खैर 11 पक्का ही हो गया है with Hazelwood being injured, and that clarifies their 11. But India, with this kind of weather, Ashwin Jadeja in, Umesh Yadav is the third pacer. That's what I'm kind of guessing.
हाँ, हेलो केएसआर, फाइल माय टैक्स पूछ रहा है। हेलो केएसआर, आर प्लेयर्स स्टिल एट द ओवल? स्टेडियम से बाहर आए हैं केएसआर, क्योंकि अंदर उनको लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग अलाउड नहीं है। यूट्यूब, स्ट्रीमयार्ड या किसी प्लेटफॉर्म पर वो लाइव नहीं आ सकते, तो उनको स्टेडियम से बाहर आना पड़ा। आपके पीछे ओवल मैदान है, आप अंदर जाके देख के आए। टेल अस, हाउ इज इट इनसाइड? हु ऑल आर इनसाइड? व्हाट्स हैपनिंग?
Well, Australia finished practicing by 12:30 local time. They left. Then they started wrapping up at 12:30. Then India arrived here. Rahul Dravid spoke with the media, spoke a lot, but actually said nothing. The gist of what he said was, "May the best team win." So that was it. A typically Rahul Dravid boring press conference, which just got over. I think tomorrow will be more fun when Rohit Sharma comes. And the team is still there. The team is practicing. They'll still continue to practice for another hour and a half.
But who all did you spot out on the field? Who was the first out there? Did you see any of the net sessions, bowling sessions? Who did you see bowling?
No, they had just about kind of walked in and started warming up. And when I came out to do this, this is going to be a proper hectic net session. When I go back in, I'm going to be looking at the Sussex captain leading the way in the nets, and everybody picking cue from there, because the entire chatter here seems to be around how Cheteshwar Pujara has spent so much time here and has got runs under his belt. So Team India should be making the most of not just his contribution with the bat, but also the experience that he's probably collected by staying in England.
No, but if it is one Indian player there, 4 or 5 Aussie players, correct me if I'm wrong, have also been playing county for a while.
Of course. Steve Smith, same team. That's true. But this was from an India perspective, of course. The net session is going to revolve. Yeah.
You see work happening on the pitch. How is the pitch looking like? Did you see it from a distance?
So, the track that I'm looking at from a distance, it may appear to have a sort of a tinge of green, but I'm not going to go by that. I'm saying next 24 hours, They'll kind of work the scissors out there. I'm looking at a white patch by tomorrow evening, leading to day after. A batting track in the making, a test match that should last 5 days.
तो टॉस जीता तो बैटिंग करो, दैट्स व्हाट यू आर ट्राइंग टू से, और
हाँ
5 दिन
हाँ,
के लिए.
मतलब वो तो वैसे भी मैं बोलता हूँ टेस्ट मैच में आप जा रहे हो, a match as important as this. I said with that kind of a batting lineup, last thing you're going to do is ask them to bat first. No. So you're going to win the toss, bat first, put runs on the board, and then try and see what kind of pressure you can put.
Okay. Now, tell me, are you going out? Are you stepping out for lunch, or are you walking back towards the stadium?
No. I'm walking back. I'll be walking back to the ground.
You're walking back to the stadium. So get close to the stadium, the closest you can, and then try and
Okay.
get a little steady, because when you walk and talk, बीच-बीच में आपका feel
Yeah.
freeze हो रहा है. तो थोड़ा सा steady
Okay, okay.
Also,
अब मैं हाँ,
Understood. I'm
चेतन नहीं, उसको motion sickness हो रहा है. चेतन ने
stand
बोला,
up.
motion sickness नहीं हो रही, जलन बोरल.
I'll walk back.
I'm not.
नहीं.
Yeah, JB, yeah.
I've got the solution. About 500 meters, there's a lovely Prince of Wales pub. Oval के बाहर वहीं बैठ जाओ यार.
Yes. And I'm very close to the Battersea Power Station, which is beautiful, overlooking the Chelsea Bridge. Oh, this weather, awesome. I can't even tell you. Like, मजा आ रहा है.
चलाओ. But the fact is, देखो वो जो Prince of Wales pub अब अभी श्रीनी को मत बताओ. Otherwise, he'll go back after an hour and he'll tell Umesh Yadav, ये ball मुझे दे दे ठाकुर.
Oh God. Okay, so there.
Let me go. No,
That's the view of the oval behind me.
Oh, fantastic! You come down.
That's
quite
the
far.
Alex Stewart gate.
Yeah, I can see that, the Alex Stewart gate. But okay, let's get into the conversation. So Srini has very clearly said that he would want to play both Jadeja and Ashwin, and he would want to bring in Umesh Yadav. But the conversation again revolves around what our playing combination would be. And somewhere I'm inclined towards what Shaz or Ravi Shastri has to say. Kuldeep Shioran is saying that if India plays both spinners, don't you think it's risky if we lose the toss and batting fourth, then not much help for the spinners? All right, Chetan, you want to take that?
I don't know. I mean, you can't pick your 11 thinking just about the fourth innings. You know? आप सिर्फ चौथी इनिंग्स के बारे में सोच के अपना 11 नहीं पिक करते. अगर आप अपना 11 चौथी इनिंग्स सोच के करने लगोगे तो आप पहली 3 इनिंग्स हार जाओगे. ठीक है. So no team does that. Test match में you always want to put pressure in the first 2 innings itself. You need to pick a batting lineup that scores runs in the first innings. Second innings for recovery or putting much more pressure. Or you pick a bowling attack which does the job in the first innings. Basically, you need the advantage in the first 3 days. अगर आपका first 3 days में advantage नहीं आया ना, तो you're chasing the game in the first innings, basically. So,
correct.
I don't know. I mean, look, I don't think they'll decide. I don't think they will decide on this.
Srini, can you mute yourself when you're walking? That's great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I don't think they will decide on the playing 11 just because of the fourth innings. They will decide कि अगले 5 दिन क्या forecast है. They'll see कि pitch क्या है. जो श्रीनी ने पिक्चर शेयर किया है उस पे घास है. उसको देख के तो एक स्पिनर ही लग रहा है. लेकिन अगर वो शेव ऑफ हो जाता है, थोड़ा सा ब्राउन बाहर आ जाता है, then with the sun out over the next 5-6 days, then yes, maybe both spinners. But look, you were not there the other day. We had this show. I was adamant, and I'm still adamant, and I'll be adamant till the end of time. आप अश्विन के बिना इंग्लैंड में टेस्ट मैच नहीं जीत नहीं सकते. खेल तो छोड़ दो, जीत नहीं सकते. मतलब जीत सकते हो, जीते थे, सीरीज नहीं जीती थी. बट दिस इज अ वन ऑफ मैच ना, ये सीरीज नहीं है. दिस इज अ वन ऑफ मैच. What matters is कि आप क्या करते हो. What is the eventual result, right? So you can't win this test match. जडेजा एज अ लोन स्पिनर, उससे अच्छा तो आप जडेजा को सिर्फ प्योर बैट्समैन की तरह खिला लो जो 6 ओवर बॉलिंग कराएगा. If you need a spinner who bowls 30 overs or whatever be the conditions, that is Ashwin. Jadeja will not bowl 30 overs in a test match in England unless and until it is absolutely a brown wicket, which rarely happens in England. It's not going to happen in June.
if you look at the statistics, do the bowlers then select themselves? Now, Jamie. Now, if you look at Mohammad Shami at an average of 40, Jadeja at an average of 46, Siraj at an average of 33, Ashwin at an average of 28, Umesh Yadav at an average of 23, and Shardul at an average of 33. Then the player who's least likely to get into the playing 11 based on their performance in England is Ravindra Jadeja at an average of 46 in 19 matches. But would you want to differ with that? And are you inclined towards going with an attack which has got both Jadeja and Ashwin in it, along with the Shami Siraj and an Umesh Yadav, or would you be inclined to think or lean towards the Shardul Thakur?
So, few ways to look at this. To answer from the last part of your question, I have no doubt that Ashwin and Jadeja should play. But look, the bigger picture is in 150 years of Test cricket, no Test match ever started in June at the Oval, right? So we don't know what kind of track is actually going to be played, right? दूसरी बात यह है कि you have to also see what matches have been played here. Only 3 matches have been played here in the last 5 weeks, and all have been won by the side chasing. The totals have gone from 170 to 390, right? So we don't know what kind of track is going to be, right? दूसरी बात यह है कि yes, Ashwin has always been a distant second when it comes to the Kohli Shastri combination, but this is a very different situation. Like Australia, they don't have to worry about man management for 5 Ashes Test matches. India need to live in the present. Forget what happened 21, 18. Live in the present. The fact is, right now, आपको अश्विन की जरूरत है. आपको जडेजा the batsman की जरूरत है. तो जडेजा को खेलना पड़ेगा because आपकी you look at the last 5 years, whatever Test match India has struggled and lost, the batting has always been the bigger culprit as compared to the bowling, right? तो bowler आपके पास है. अब आपके पास रहाणे हैं who's averaged 26 in 15 Test matches, and with no disrespect to Pujara, all his runs have come in Division 2 of the county, right? तो मेरे हिसाब से आपको अपनी बैटिंग मजबूत करनी पड़ेगी. I have full faith that whatever 5 bowlers India will pick, those 5 will take 20 wickets. I don't have the faith in India's batting. For that matter, in my book, Jadeja plays, Ashwin plays, and Shardul Thakur plays.
Shardul Thakur plays, and I think I'm inclined towards thinking the same way that you are, and we'll try and also look at the form in the last 12 months, or let's say World Test Championship to World Test Championship. Even if you were to look at 2 yardsticks, say last form in the last 12 months, or if you were to take the last 10, 15 Test matches that India has played, and you look at the performances of these bowlers. But let me just go back to Srini and ask him. Srini, you're right outside the oval, so let me ask you. What makes you pick this decision? How do you think the pitch would be? Will this pitch be tailored in a way that this match lasts 5 days, and if there is rain, that goes into the reserve days, so the result comes in perhaps the final session? So because till date हमने देखा है, host nations or nations are trying to make pitches which Dravid also accepted to get full points, but now it's not about points. It's about getting full match, full game, and full 5 days of Test cricket. So you think that's what's going to happen?
Right. Okay. So you check any weather prediction here, and most of them usually come right here in UK. And you check any weather prediction, there is no rain. So that is out of the picture. The weather is good, and the prediction for the next whatever 6 to 7 days is exactly how things are right now, which is bright, sunny. Although there's a chill in the air, but it's sunny, and the clear skies. That's the most important thing. That brings me to the next question, which you asked: Shardul Thakur, Umesh Yadav, that combination. See, as far as the 2 spinners are concerned, what Jamie said, I completely tend to agree with that. You cannot go, without Ashwin and without Jadeja in this game. Even from a batting standpoint, you're going to consider Jadeja. But let's focus on Shardul. He got 2 half centuries the last time India played the WTC final. The last time India played a Test match at the Oval. It is that same Test match where even Umesh Yadav got 3 wickets in each innings. He got a 6-wicket haul in that Test match, right? Now, why are we discussing Shardul Thakur here? We are discussing Shardul because there is a probability that we can use him as a batter, right? Now, in this Test match, there is no big picture that you're looking at. It's a one-off Test match that you got to win. And my personal view is that when you go into a one-off game, like as important this one, you go with a purist mindset. You go in with a specific specialist mindset. Now, if you are saying that I'm going to go with a top order 6 batters who can't give me runs, and therefore I need the cushion of a Shardul Thakur, then we are seriously not capable of winning this test match. If that is the mentality that we are going with. The mentality.
Let me just throw this in.
And
Why can't both
yeah,
Shardul and Umesh Yadav play? Why can't we bench
at
Siraj?
whose cost? No. I will want Mohammad Siraj. I'll just complete it. I will want Mohammad Siraj purely for the burst of energy that he brings early on to the Indian attack. I don't see any other pacer who gives in that kind of burst. And I need that energy. I need that bowler who can obviously the kind of swing that he can get and the pace that he can get and the energy that he gets. The combination of all three, I will want Siraj in this. Ahead of what? Ahead of Shardul Thakur? No, definitely not.
No, my point is that if you have Shardul Thakur, he can also bowl fast. He can also he may not be as fast as Siraj, but he's in the same range, slightly about that. He can move the ball and he can also get you breakthroughs in the last 12 months of Test cricket that he has played. He's played vital. Chetan, you're on mute, so yes, go ahead. You put your hand up immediately. So let me get your thoughts and then I'll bring in Chetan. Yeah.
Look, you can't drop either of Shami or Siraj. That just doesn't happen. That cannot happen under any circumstance unless
Why?
there's an injury. Huh?
Why?
Because at this point in time, they are your best bet in terms of fast bowling, in terms of Test cricket. That's your best bowling pair. That's your starting pair. And Umesh, agar aisa nahi hota, to Umesh Yadav would have been playing at home. Umesh Yadav would have been playing because Bumrah has been injured for a while now. Umesh Yadav would have been your number 2 choice fast bowler. लेकिन वो नहीं है ना ऐसा नहीं है. He's been brought into rest. He's been brought into rotation. And Siraj has gathered enough momentum, enough experience in his career that he can be your number 2 or 3. Shami is your number 1 in Bumrah's absence. Maybe, in fact, even in Bumrah's presence, he's your number 1 Test bowler. So these two are guaranteed starters unless there's an injury, and hope not, because there goes your WTC.
But look at the last 1 year. I'm just saying, have a look at these stats. The last 1 year make a stronger case for Shardul Thakur over Mohammad Siraj, especially
No, they don't. No, absolutely not. See, okay, now let's come to this debate about Shardul Thakur and Umesh Yadav. If you are saying, अगर आप ये कह रहे हो कि सिराज और शमी आपके starters हैं, then the third choice pacer is between Umesh Yadav and Shardul Thakur.
Even between Umesh Yadav and Shardul Thakur makes a bigger case because Umesh Yadav has hardly played in the last 12 months.
My pick would be Shardul Thakur, but are you saying कि हमारे पास 5 बैट्समैन हैं, एक शिखर भरत या ईशान किशन है और हम जडेजा और अश्विन दोनों को खिला रहे हैं, उसके बाद हमें शार्दुल ठाकुर की बैटिंग की जरूरत है? तो भैया आप वैसे ही WTC नहीं जीतने वाले हो. लास्ट WTC वी लॉस्ट बिकॉज आवर टॉप ऑर्डर फेल्ड. हम 250 रन नहीं बना पाए थे 2 इनिंग्स में. So if that is repeating, Shardul Thakur may be Lord, but he cannot save you. Okay. So there is the question कि क्या आप अश्विन और जडेजा दोनों को खिला रहे हो? That gives you sufficient depth. Does Umesh Yadav make a case for a third choice full pace bowler? That is the question to be answered here. Or given the conditions, you go for somebody like a Shardul जो आपको 10, 12, 15 ओवर देगा, क्योंकि ये conditions पे depend करेगा. If Ashwin and Jadeja are bowling a lot of overs, then you don't need 3 pacers. But if Ashwin and Jadeja are not bowling a lot of overs, then you need a third pacer.
But here is exactly the case. Now Ravi Shankar has also popped up, and Ravi Shankar says that Umesh Yadav must play. But the last time around, Jamie, what happened was that Ravindra Jadeja was part of the team, but he hardly bowled. He was hardly used. So now it also depends on who the captain is. The captain is someone like Rohit Sharma. Now, when Rohit Sharma is going in, what is going to be his mindset? Is he going to look at a certain amount of cushion along with a guy who's shown wicket-taking ability? 12 matches since July 2021. Shardul Thakur has taken 20 wickets. He's given you breakthroughs when you wanted it also. Both home and away.
Look, I have Australia as distinct favorites for many factors, right? I already brought the stats up for you. In the last 5 years, it's been the batsmen that have disappointed. What have you done? Okay, of course, there's no Iyer. What have you gone? You've gone back to the same batsmen who were culpable for your batting disappointments, right? You have gone back to Ajinkya Rahane, who averages 26 in 4 tours to England, right? And because you have no option, you put yourself for no option but to play the guy at 5. ठीक है? You recall Chireshwar Pujara because of runs scored for Sussex last year. What did all those runs in Division 2 get you? Nothing, right? Division 2 of county is nothing, right? So you're already on such a back foot because you're talking about Pujara being in England for 6 weeks. Bhai, kya ukhada yaar? He's playing medium pacers there, okay? He's not equipped to face start. So your batting is 150% is already your weak aspect, which is why I'm saying you need, in all the wins, the lower order is backed you out. So you have to play Shardul Thakur. Umesh Yadav has hardly bowled a ball this IPL. Shardul Thakur has also hardly not bowled, but he offers you something with the bat, right? We all know that batting to raita phailayega ek baar fir se. This is why you need maximum run, and Umesh Yadav is not going to. He's going to swing 1-6 and get bowled. Shardul is going to put a price and get you a half century because he's done it before. This is why Shardul has to play.
Now, there is not much that separates both Umesh Yadav and Shardul Thakur since July 2021 as bowlers. Umesh Yadav 16 innings, 20 wickets. Shardul Thakur 12 innings, 20 wickets. Average of 24.8, average of 30.6. So clearly, Umesh Yadav has taken more ball. Average is higher, so Shardul proves better, and he's got a 5-wicket haul under his belt also. Between the two, in the last 12 months of Test cricket, this is the number that stands out. One part. The second part is, let's just go to the previous graphic at the Oval. Now, if you look at the performance at the Oval, and if you can call that graphic, this also very clearly shows that your best bowlers at the Oval are Jadeja, after that Umesh Yadav, and then Shardul Thakur. Ashwin, Shami, Siraj are actually below at the lower. Ashwin is at the same level as Shardul Thakur, 3 wickets there. But Shami and Siraj have actually not given you wickets here on this track at the Oval. So your top 4 bowlers based on the statistic at the Oval are Jadeja, Umesh Yadav, Shardul Thakur and Ravichandran Ashwin. It's not Shami and Siraj. But yes, our intellects are, like Chetan Narula said. Chetan said that at this point, Shami and Siraj are your opening bowling combination. They are your best they are your best bet. So they make the consideration set, they make the team. Now, the choice between Umesh Yadav and Shardul Thakur, why we are deliberating so much? Because we are not even sure whether we want Ishan Kishan or we want Shikhar Bharat. Now, if you're playing 2 spinners, you would want a good wicket keeper. So that makes Shikhar Bharat. But if you want batting depth, you want an Ishan Kishan to get you that X factor because Rishabh Pant is not there. So can Ishan Kishan play the role of a Rishabh Pant? Yes, Chetan. And then Srini.
No, I would like to hear Srini first because Rahul Dravid spoke, so maybe there's something there.
Srini very clearly said Rahul Dravid spoke a lot, but he only said may the best team win. That's all.
Let's
Yes, Srini.
No, Rahul didn't say anything as far as the combination is concerned. Nothing has come out yet. He didn't give away anything. So that said, I'll just kind of say one line and I'll give it to Chetan. One thing is, personally, I feel between Bharat and Ishan, I do understand the whole argument about Ishan, the power hitting that he brings to the table and all. But in conditions like these, and if you're going with 2 spinners, I think we should go in with KS Bharat, who happens to be our better keeper, red ball keeper. That's one. Number 2, I was listening to what everybody's saying about Shardul Thakur, and what both Jamie and Chetan at one point said is you cannot be looking at your number 7 guy coming into the squad because he can bat a bit. I don't understand that theory. You either go in because he's the bowler that you are going to fall back on, or you go in with Umesh Yadav. See, there is no question. Chetan is right. You are not going to touch Siraj and Shami. Just leave them out of the discussion here right now. The only question is between Thakur and Yadav. Go with the bowler who convinces you, who can give you those 10 overs, 15 overs.
Now the point is you have to see the nets and how they are bowling. Now what we have seen of there from Arundel and all of that, Umesh Yadav looks to be in peak fitness. He seems to be fresh. With Shardul, even in the IPL, he came in later. He joined and he played later because he was recovering from an injury. Now, is he 100% fit? Can he bowl 15 overs a day, every day? These are questions that remain if he's called to go ahead and deliver. If Shardul, Umesh both play, then the only option is that we don't have Ashwin in the playing 11. We can't drop Jadeja. That's what Soumya is saying. Yes, Jamie.
I'm going to say it again. Chetan. Chetan is waiting. Bolo. Because
democracy.
I'm just saying, India, India's bowling is so good कि whatever five you pick, they're going to take 20 wickets. इसमें मुझे कोई डाउट नहीं, लेकिन उनमें से कौन, I'm going to stick by it. You need runs from number 7 because for the last 7 years your batting has cocked up. Mind the language, it's cocked up overseas. This is why for me Shardul has to play. जयदेव उनादकर could come and do brilliantly well, but भैया आपको बैटिंग चाहिए. इसके पास 50 है, इसके सारे रन्स सारे विकेट्स घर से बाहर आए. उमेश इंडिया स्पेशलिस्ट है. उमेश के 2 मैच 10 साल में इंडिया के बाहर अच्छे हैं. आई नीड द ओवरसीज स्पेशलिस्ट. शार्दुल ठाकुर इज योर ओवरसीज स्पेशलिस्ट. ही इज गोइंग टू गिव यू रन्स. ही इज अ फैंटास्टिक लोअर ऑर्डर बैट्समैन. Between Umesh and Shardul overseas, it's a 1% difference. घर पे Umesh any day. This is oval. Shrini rightly said, आपको कुछ नहीं सोचना उस मैच के बारे में. आपको अपनी सारी energies एक मैच में डालना है. Australia are confused. और यार ashes. We don't have that baggage. Just forget the past, forget the present. Pick what's working right now. And I think Shardul Thakur is your option.
Both of you are using the same
Chetan.
logic to choose two different bowlers. KSR and Jamie are choosing two different bowlers using the same logic. Chetan.
Look, first of all, जैसे सबने कहा है ना कि Australia is thinking about the Ashes. As much as they try not to, ऐसा नहीं होगा. They'll have to. India has West Indies. घंटा फर्क नहीं पड़ता यार. We can send a second string side and we'll still win that series. ठीक है. So there is no baggage first of all. Yeah. Okay. No baggage at all. One match. आपको अपनी best choice team उतारनी है. Let's talk about the pacer situation. अगर मैं रोहित शर्मा हूँ, I am going with Shardul Thakur. Simple as that. मुझे कुछ नहीं सोचना है. Umesh Yadav is excellent with the red ball. But which red ball? The SG red ball.
SG, not the Dukes.
और Dukes पकड़ा दो. He cannot control the movement. SG से he's perfected the movement क्योंकि जब वो बेंच पे बैठा था तो उसको रणजी खेलने के लिए छोड़ देते थे and he just perfected his control over the SG ball. But give him a Dukes, give him a Kookaburra, वो same control नहीं है. दूसरी चीज, Shardul Thakur, given his performances in 2021-22, I am very tempted to play him because he gives you that, वही ना 10-12 ओवर देगा, बैटिंग देगा, आप अपने बॉलर रोटेट कर सकते हो. So Shardul Thakur for me plays as the third choice pacer end, right? Now, इससे पहले एक कमेंट आया था कि अगर आपको कोई स्पिनर ड्रॉप करना है तो वो अश्विन होगा, जडेजा को आप ड्रॉप नहीं कर सकते. This line of thinking is going to harm India. अगर आप 4 पेसर खिलाओगे और जडेजा खिलाओगे, कल को आपको अगर हल्का सा भी एक फिफ्थ बॉलर की जरूरत पड़ेगी, जडेजा will not bowl more than 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 overs in the test match. और अगर वो bowling करेगा भी, he's not going to give you that penetration. जडेजा does not see. जडेजा आपको आपका स्पिन अटैक लीड कर सकता है. अगर अश्विन समझ लो इंजर्ड हो गए, अनअवेलेबल हो गए, रिटायर हो गए, जडेजा इंडिया में आपका स्पिन अटैक लीड कर सकता है. He can be your lone spinner. Overseas में जडेजा cannot, I can't stress this enough. He is not cut out to be the lone spinner.
Lone spinner.
He cannot lead your spin attack. He is your spin bowling all-rounder. In fact, क्योंकि उसकी बैटिंग इतनी अच्छी हो गई है, he is actually a batsman who can bowl 10 overs of spin. Overseas conditions में, चाहे ऑस्ट्रेलिया हो चाहे इंग्लैंड हो, मैं उसको खिलाऊंगा जरूर.
He's your batting all-rounder.
But my spinner is Ashwin.
इसमें एक और चीज है, given the conditions we are seeing the sky behind him, the sun behind him, it doesn't make sense for India to even go with 4 fast bowlers because that's not India's strength. India's strength is the 3+2 combination. Largely that's what's worked for them even overseas. And you were right about Shardul delivering overseas ahead of Umesh. But Srini had a very serious point when you were making the point about the Duke's ball and versus the SG ball. Yes, Srini.
I mean, he bowled last test match that he's played at this venue. He's bowled with the Dukes, right? I mean, he's got wickets to show. Umesh, I'm saying that why are we leaning towards the thought of Shardul? Is because we are looking at a bowler. See, Jadeja is a batter who can bowl. Shardul Thakur is a bowler who can bat. Okay, I am not okay. Fine. I mean, I'm going to let's say Jadeja. I make an exception. I need 2 spinners on this track, and a good bet to kind of take. With Shardul, I'm not convinced that you're going to a one-off test match with a bowler who can bat. I don't like that logic personally. I mean, it's a very personal view. I don't like that logic. I like specialist theory. That's what I think. And from that perspective, I'm going to go with a bowler who's given me 6 wickets on this
देखो
wicket, and
ये
that
अभी
is
अभी आपने जो अभी ये डाला है पिक्चर ट्वीट किया है पिच का जो शॉट थोड़ी
yeah,
देर पहले
yeah,
से विच चेतन
yeah,
वाज रेफरिंग टू वी कॉल्ड दैट अप
yeah.
इसको देख के तो ये ब्राउन ही लगेगा और अभी तो 24 घंटे
I
बाकी है
also,
और ये
I
36
also,
48 घंटे
I
बाकी है
also, no. I also wrote when I put that picture. I also wrote. I said, don't go by the tinge of green that you see. There are
करेक्ट
24 hours left. Scissors will come out. The blade will
या
come out. This will go,
नो
and I'm looking at a batting plan.
Yeah, and it will look brown. Going to look bare. They are. See, I'll tell you. The point is that it's a World Test Championship final. You want 5 days of cricket. You want 5 full days of cricket. The fact that they moved out of Lords, they brought it to the Oval, so there are no sponsorship considerations. There can be full play. Everything. All of these arguments have been given. They want to see 5 days of cricket. That's what they don't want this match to get over in the third day, fourth day. But
Precisely, precisely.
all of these considerations, gentlemen, from number 5, 6 downwards, that is from Ishan Kishan, Srikhar Bharat downwards to the combination, all depends on what about wicketkeeper. Reports are saying Ishan is ahead for making his debut. That's again. See, this is like I said, Kuldeep plus Srikhar Bharat. Why are we having these conversations? And that's supposed to be the subject matter of discussion tomorrow ahead of match day. But I'm going to put this out here. How many of us here have the confidence that the top 4 batters can put 200 on board? Just the top 4 for India. Batting first, batting second, doesn't matter. Okay, top 4 batters
If
can
we
put
had,
200 on board.
if Anand, if we had,
Anand, can you repeat the question?
I said, how many of us have the confidence amongst all of us that our top 4 batters, top 4, I'm not even coming to number 5 and 6, top 4 batters can put 200 on board? If our top 4 batters
Anand,
can put 200 on board, the rest of the selection then automatically then
if
changes. Srini, you have the confidence that our
if
top
we
4 batters will put 200 on board.
once again, if we had that confidence, here we wouldn't be discussing for the last 30 minutes whether we should go
Exactly.
in for the wicket keeper who has a power hitter, with a bowler who can bat a bit, a batter who can bowl a bit. If we had that confidence right now in the top 6 that we are going into this test match with. By the way, we are not even debating in the top 5 if anybody should go out or not. That top 5 remains. Apropos, we not having the faith that they can put those required runs on board.
Correct.
Despite that, that 5 is going to go. It's
Because you don't have
unfortunate
a
that
choice in that squad. You don't have any choice in that
exactly my
squad.
point. Now, no. So I'm going to say this, and it may sound a bit rude, may sound a little off this thing. I'm saying if you don't have confidence in this top 6, you better give this match to Australia and come back. You don't have the right to play a WTC final. You better go in and put those runs on board. I expect a Cheteshwar Pujara. I expect a Virat Kohli to put those runs on board. Otherwise, my dear friend, you don't have any right to go home winning the
Correct.
Test Championship.
But that is my point, that if all 4 of us have been deliberating on shoring up our batting at the lower and lower middle order, it is because of what's happened in the last 15 to 18 months, na baba.
Yeah, but
With the same
that's not a
people,
solution.
with I agree it's not the solution, but my point is the confidence there with Rohit Sharma himself? So what is the team that he will pick? Yes, Chetan Narula and then Jamie.
I think the question you asked was a little, don't mind me saying this, it's not a wrong question, it's a right question, but I think a more effective question this would be कि ये आपके top 5 batsmen हैं, इसमें से 2 batsmen बताओ जो इन 2 innings में, not necessarily the same innings, एक inning में एक, दूसरे inning में दूसरा, ठीक है? इस टेस्ट मैच में 200 चाहिए हमें, ठीक है? Let's just say that. इन 5 batsmen में से वो 2 कौन से हैं जो इस टेस्ट मैच में हमें 200 दे सके? That is the question to ask.
आप कैसे भी इसको वर्ड करो, मैं तो आई वाज बीइंग चैरिटेबल एंड आई सेड टॉप 4 से आप 200 की उम्मीद कर लो, 200 रन की उम्मीद कर लो, ये सोचोगे क्या? मैं 5th और 6th को भी नहीं इंक्लूड कर रहा हूं, मैं 5th और 6th को भी जान
मैं 5th को कर रहा हूं, मैं 5th को कर रहा हूं क्योंकि उसका फॉर्म देख के उसको वापस लाया गया है।
करेक्ट।
और एक 5th हमारा बेंच पर बैठा हुआ है, उसने कभी टेस्ट मैच खेला नहीं है, वो नंबर 1 T20 बैट्समैन है, इसीलिए उसको टेस्ट मैच खिलाना चाहते हैं। आई वांट टू मीट दिस सिलेक्टर हु मेड दिस सिलेक्शन, ठीक है, कि बॉस लाइक व्हाट द एफ, ठीक है। माय पॉइंट इज, बेग योर पार्डन, सॉरी फॉर द लैंग्वेज, बट सीरियसली, लेकिन अब मैंने जो सवाल पूछा है, लेट्स ऑल आंसर इट। आई विल गो फर्स्ट। अगर मुझे इनमें से, मुझे पहली बात 200 आते हुए नजर नहीं आते, ठीक है, लेकिन अगर कोई लगाएगा तो इधर दैट्स शुभमन गिल और इट्स चेतेश्वर पुजारा।
Exactly.
I don't see 100 from any of the other three.
Exactly.
Now let's go.
No,
Let's go.
हाँ,
Let's go. Let's go. No, but अगर आपको पुजारा और शुभमन भी आपको 200 दे रहे हैं ना, you still can bat around them. But I want to see the others. I want to see what the others say. आप लोग क्या कहते हो? कौन से वो दो बैट्समैन हैं जो सेंचुरी लगाएंगे?
Jamie.
Okay, just because I feel it's going to be a fairly decent batting track, there are runs there. We've already discussed. Shrini's the guy there. No point echoing what he said. बारिश नहीं होगी, मौसम अच्छा है. Right now, the kind of thing Shubman Gill is doing, I would not be shocked if he's 181 not out at the end of day one. This is just me, okay? I have such faith in the guy because he's doing incredible things. Do I have 181 not? It would not surprise me. Hear me out. I have no faith in Rohit Sharma. Again, no disrespect to Pujara. His career should have ended on 93 test matches. Something, and this goes back to Chetan's point about who picks these teams, right? Yeah. Some runs in Division 2 last year brought him back into the team. क्या उखाड़ा आने के बाद barring 100 against Bangladesh, माफी चाहूंगा, nothing. ठीक है, it's good to play, but if you're counting on a guy who's scoring runs in Division 2, then again I'm going to echo Srini by saying you have no right to be in this final, right? I have only faith 1 to 6 के शुभमन गिल ही रन मारेगा. Chetan is asking for a second name. मुझे वो दूसरा नाम भी नजर नहीं आ रहा है भाई.
Anand, you go and then let's ask Srini as well.
See, here's my thing. My this is exactly what I was telling the boys at the back room in the evening today. That if we are batting first, we'll be 100 for 3 with a 50 from Shubman Gill. And then we'll be 300 for 4 because we expect Cheteshwar Pujara and Ajinkya Rahane to deliver something for us. That's the optimism, but I don't see 100 coming from anybody other than Cheteshwar Pujara for me or Ajinkya Rahane for me. I don't see Shubman Gill scoring 100 right at the top of the innings. It's not going to happen too much on him. That's where I am. So if there is a miracle that happens between number 4, 5, and 6. That's where the miracle happens, and then you have another 100 being scored by the lower order. That's what takes us to 350 plus. That's where I said 350 plus or nearby 400, giving India a chance to perhaps stay in the. You need to put 400 on board. I don't have the confidence among the top 4. I don't have the confidence among the top 4 that they will put us at 200 for 2. I am telling you here that if we are 200 for 2, then we win. Then we are in a position to win the World Test Championship. If we are at 200 for 2, batting first, batting second, doesn't matter. I'm just saying.
200 for 2, Anand, you're a very, very confident man.
If we are, I don't have the confidence. What I'm trying to say is, if Indian batters, the top 4, take us to 200, we are 200 for 2, then we are in a position to put up not just a tall score, but we are also in a position to chase whatever the Australians put up by batting first.
You're right. You're 100% right. It's just that.
Before you speak, Anand, you are saying कि अगर हम first innings में 200 for 2 नहीं है, second innings में है, तो we can still win the match. No, boss. ये 200 for 2 has to happen in the first innings.
No. Second innings means batting second. Please understand. I'm saying.
I know. Second innings means batting second. Third innings or
third innings नहीं. If India bowl first.
अच्छा
whatever score. If India bowl first.
First innings में वही मैं कह रहा हूँ कि first innings में आप 200 for 2 नहीं हो मैच
correct. I'm just saying batting first or batting second. That's it.
But my point is कि अगर आप 200 for 2 नहीं हो first innings में मैच गया.
Exactly what I'm exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Shri.
No. At 200 for 2 doesn't matter whether we are batting first or we are batting second in the order. At 200 for 2 we are in the game. यही तो बात है ना कि हमारा टॉप 4 चल गया तो where is the discussion? So that is why I'm saying that is precisely why I don't believe in this philosophy where you need to have a bowler who can bat. You have a very, very good top 5. You pick them, back them to score the runs. And I'm saying that if you still think this top 5 is not capable of putting the 200 for 2 on board as you suggested, come back. Doesn't matter. Qualify again after 2 years. It's okay.
I see. This is the onus. Now I want to see. Somehow I feel that the playing 11 that is eventually selected with by Rohit Sharma will reflect if the captain and the coach themselves have the confidence among the top 4 to get 200 for 2.
By the way, I'll just make one point. And I'm very, very categorical about it. Jamie said it. I 100% accept it. Australia have the baggage of Ashes coming up. We don't. We play with a very free mind. That is an important point.
To use that free mind also, let's talk up India's chances as much as we can, but let's be realistic. Our top four need to perform. I need to see 100 from Rohit Sharma's willow, or I need to see 100 from Virat Kohli's willow. Am I confident that it's going to come? Whatever Shubman Gill, Cheteshwar Pujara, and Ajinkya Rane contribute will be bonus. That's what I'm saying. Acha, guys, final comment, because I've got to run for live, but final comment, Chetan. And I'm going to expect Srini to join us live on my show in about 45 minutes. If you cannot join live, at least send us a walkthrough from inside also. We can see oval ke andar kya chal raha hai. Yeah, Chetan.
I will.
Just want to say this.
One second, Chetan, one second. Anand, can I log out for now?
Yeah. Sure,
I'll join again.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
Thanks. Bye.
Sure. Yeah, Chetan.
I just want to say this कि I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's the bowling combination like. Pitch क्या होने वाला है. मुझे एक चीज ये मालूम है कि this batting lineup, barring Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Pujara, Rahane, this is their last Test match together.
Yeah.
Let's be very honest about it. Maybe West Indies, depending on if we win, maybe they'll get another chance in West Indies. But if we lose, then we have to look forward, right? Or whatever happens. But let's say कि वो West Indies चले भी जाते हैं, doesn't matter that much. My point is, this is the last Test match of consequence. This is the last Test match of note that these four guys are going to play. West Indies में खेलते हैं नहीं खेलते हैं, किसी को घंटा फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. Win. You've been building something for the last 10 years. This is it.
Yeah, I agree. Jamie, final word. Then I go to Wanda.
Yeah, I mean, look, I just going to go back to something that Chetan said in regard to the comment about leaving Ashwin out. In one statement, he just summed up the Kohli and Shastri thinking. This combo, which took India to number 1 5 years, but then blew it in the final, they never realized that Ashwin should play every overseas Test match, right? So keep your hopes. I wouldn't say low, because I think Australia are also getting a bit too much of credit. They have two bowlers who've not bowled for 2.5 months. You know, they have some question marks. There's no Hazelwood. I think India will give a fight, but I just think you need to get that right combo. And again, just my view, that combo requires 2 spinners. Beshak ek केवल 10 और डाले, कोई बात नहीं. He's India's most improved lower order batsman in the last 5 years. You need him. You need Ashwin. Ashwin is your main spinner. Yeah. And rahi baat, you need Shardul, because 200 for 2 can become 255 for 7, और आपको lower order की runs की बहुत जरूरी पड़ेगी भाई. Shardul को खिला लो.
All three of us are on the same page that Shardul needs to play. But what I'm trying to say is, this is India's top 4's best option, best chance to get top 100 each. Top 5 best chance against an Australian attack which is vulnerable to get, hundreds. Either of the innings or in both innings. That's what I'm trying to say. अभी नहीं करेगा तो फिर तुम कभी नहीं कर सकते बॉस. ये भी है, और ये भी वो कह रहे थे कि मुझे लास्ट टाइम खेल रहे हैं.
And we are finishing the show. कल हम बात करेंगे, ये vulnerability वाला जो point आपने किया है, ये कल बात करेंगे इस बारे में, ऑस्ट्रेलिया की vulnerability.
ये 200 पे 2 कर सकते हैं कि नहीं, और why do we feel that our top order is so vulnerable? This vulnerability aspect we'll talk about.
Australian
bowling also. Aussie bowling, and somewhere we'll also know playing 11 conditions कब कुछ थोड़ा firm up होना शुरू हो जाएगा. That is tomorrow evening. अभी के लिए नमस्ते. Always fun talking cricket.
Fastest cricket score updates या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.